Hey, how's it going, Beyonce Knolls? This is Rock. Beaubinski reached out to me and asked for a VOD review of Dshire. So we'll be kind of just falling around Diablo Cam for this game. So as we jump into every game, something that I always do and ask and talk about is what exactly is our win condition? How do we want to win? How do we want to play? And how are we going to effectively get the core? Because every single game is going to have a different plan, a different strategy with the heroes we picked. And so, kind of loading in, you want to know what your way to win is and what the enemy's way to win is. So you guys have a very bursty, kind of sort of front to back lineup. You guys definitely excel at team fights. You've got a great offlaner and Rexxar. Rexxar has a hard time being beat in a 1v1, so being able to have him there is great. And then based on the enemy's damage source, Diablo's got spell armor, so the biggest threat to him is when his spell armor is down or he can't push buttons. So you should be doing good there. Artanis did go what looks to be armor at one, and so we're going to go there. And so when we're playing Dshire, there's really two ways to play. You either want to be doing a what they call a 4-1 rotation or a 1-3-1. And so right now I can see Jaina is running bottom, and so it looks like you guys are attempting to do some version of a 4-1 by having Rexxar obviously top by himself as they go through and fight. I'm glad that Bew is controlling. There we go. It's a good gank rotation. Well done. Good stun, good flip, and a kill. Yep, that Rehgar was overextended. Well done. Way to be there. A lot of this game is going to be about controlling that triangle. Hey, way to push your advantage. You saw something was dead. Let's hit a building. That's exactly what you want to do. Anytime you have an advantage, do something with it. So the minions are gone. We might be overextended now. We press our spell shield. It looks like everyone's going to live. Good stun. Yep, everyone's out. Well done. So, alright, I'm going to speed up the speed here as we go. So, but that's kind of the goal of Dshire is it's a tug of war, right? Like, you want to be able to control what you're doing, control what the enemy's doing, and you don't have to force any of the points, right? As long as you have one or the other, you should be able to continue to do that. That's a good pull into the towers. Great stall up. Yes, well done. May is very weak if she doesn't have her D, and putting her into the towers means she has minus armor. Great follow-up stun there, Opiates. But yeah, as you're gonna continuing here, you guys have this. So the question is who's your wave clear? Is Jaina your wave clear person? Because Diablo honestly is a pretty bad wave clear hero. And so I do see we went and did the camp, which is good. We're getting mid camp. We're doing the camp. So they sent 2 top, 3 top. Hopefully you guys communicated to poor Rexxar. It looks like he's gonna live because he's Rexxar, but we have to give him the point briefly. That's okay. Okay, now we gave up bottom point, though. So now we might be in trouble here. We're going to have to go mid to defend, which Jaina's going there. Jaina is in range to poke, and Jaina successfully pokes. Well done. So, yeah, like I said, we don't have to do too much. Just make sure you're controlling one of the points, right? Dshire, to win the objective, you have to have you have to have all 3 perfect. And most of the time, all 3 perfect doesn't happen unless somebody's dead or you have clear outly rotated them and out positioned. So you guys have huge stuff going on middle or bottom here, so they're finally coming down to answer you. Jaina had to hearth for mana most likely. I didn't check the health there as we're leaving. So as we rotate here, we're still supporting this camp, which is fine. It's pretty much dead. So next question is, what do we do? Do we go for bottom camp? Do we look to do something else? It's doing good. Yep. Doing good rotations, good clear. So the main problem right now, not that it's the biggest deal in the world, but Tychus doesn't really camp, right? Like, sure, your best camper on your team is going to be Jaina, but even then, it's not amazing camp clear because Jaina didn't go the level 7 talent where she gets CDR on her Blizzard. So it's not the end of the world, but camps are hard for you guys. So what you excel at is CC trains and burst. You essentially have 2 burst mages. I know Tychus isn't a mage, right? But Tychus's damage is all in his D. And so going grenade build also gives him more burst. So pretty much you guys are going to kill things in burst windows, in Diablo stun duration and in Uther stun duration. So camps are difficult because you don't really kill things fast. So good job at least taking out the mage minion first. Yes, good pings on danger that we don't know where anyone is. We see Rehgar's rotating down. Good job guarding the bush there. We see 2 showing here. That's a decent engage. Did we get the follow-up stun? Nope. Oh, it's a good cleanse from Rehgar. Looks like he's going to live. They're going to be fine. Just wait a little bit on that engage if you can, because I said it's a little deep. Good job, Rexxar doing Rexxar things and winning his matchup. That's good. So they have 2 mid right now. You guys need to make a call, right? As soon as you get your advantage top and you have the dragon available, the team needs to make a decision. Are we going to push with our advantage bottom? Are we going to push with our advantage top? Or are we going to play for the dragon? We don't want to get stuck where we're trying to do all 3, and now poor Jaina is probably left up to dry. Yeah. So Uther tried to get here, but it's one of those things where we need to communicate what do we want to do. Like, if we're taking this camp, and Rexxar happens to win his lane, cool. Props to Rexxar. But we don't want to be forcing Jaina to try and 1v2 or 1v3 middle to force this cap when you don't really need it. Right? Yes, it's in a strong objective. Yes, it's going to help you win the game. But, like, you guys had this camp down here. Right? Like, you're sieging into the bottom. The whole wall's gone already. Right, and Rexxar's going to start pushing pressure up here on his lane, or Rexxar, once he killed Artie, could have started rotating down to threaten the dragon. But it's something to think about as far as rotations and what you want to do. Diablo shouldn't be in lane last down here. Diablo has bad wave clear. His job is to set up kills for his team, right? Like, great stuns, great job holding the point and make sure they don't get it. And well done, Rexxar and Uther getting the dragon. They overcommitted bottom to try and stop you without being able to push up into Diablo. And so Diablo was able to help you get the dragon. So now that we're here bottom, I'm glad that Jaina has covered top soak. If you guys communicated that, great job. You definitely want to make sure that you're catching soak. Even early game here on the first dragon, soak is probably going to get you more than the building. So whoever's not in the dragon or in the 4-man, make sure you're catching all the soak. So let's see how we're using the dragon here. Good job fire breathing on the dragon and the enemy and the building. Be careful diving behind the building. You guys are actually 3v4, right? The dragon is here to help. Good cleanse. But the dragon actually doesn't do much, right? So they've committed 5 people down here. We need to be calling back, right? Which it looks like everyone's running. Jaina's getting the soak. You guys are going to get 10s off of that soak from mid on Jaina. And so this is your first opportunity to take an unfair fight, right? So we've got 10s. So now that we have our level 10 advantage, again, what do we want to do with it? We see we're currently taking camps, which is fine. I would like to see, since we had everybody middle, I would like to maybe see everyone come down here and try and push for bottom or get a kill or fight middle as 5, just because you can use your level 10 advantage. I do see the Diablo here. This is good. This is a good angle. The problem is the Blizzard's already cut off your team, so this is going to be really hard for you to actually get a kill here. So definitely the charge. Okay, you didn't even charge. That's fine. As I said, like, if you charge, hopefully Jaina communicated that, like, I can't reach you. So good bush checking. So they also did the top camp while we were down here. See, Jaina and Tychus are your wave clear. Jaina's your primary wave clear with Blizzard. So let's see if we can support this camp. They have 10s now, so now it's an even fight, but you still have the camp here. Already showing here, you guys need to be careful. That means there might be 5 players here. That's a good stun on the Mei. Okay, we kind of counter synergy here. We pulled Mei out of the Blizzard, and we also kind of counter synergy with our stuns. I said, and then if we know we're going to be locking down that target, feel free to use the APOC. Like, sure, it's not the APOC combo of RQ flip, but feel free to do that to make sure you get the kill, because there's a lot of damage thrown out there, and you guys have to get quick kills. The longer the fight goes, the worse it's going to be for your team, just because of your damage structure. So, good job living, and then this will get you out.
The shrines will soon be up.
So, scouting with the Tychus. Okay, are we looking for this Rhaegar? I see your mouse is going here. I wonder how I lost your camera. There it is. See them rotating through the middle here. We overlap stuns there. It's one of the hard things. Uther's stuns really are going to be follow up and peel, and Diablo's stuns are going to be engages. So we know Mei's bottom. She's currently by herself. Yep, we're looking. This is a good stun, but see, Jaina used the Blizzard and stuff up here. So if you were just going to push people off, that's okay, and maybe you're communicating that. But if you were stunning with the thought of going in and doing damage, you got to be communicating to your team, hey, I'm going on this Mei, or I'm looking at this Mei. Because if you stun and flip her right here, she has to E through you to be able to escape. And the E sometimes has weird pathing, especially in these chokes, to where you probably could kill her, especially if she puts, see, look right there. See, she E'd through you, but now she's stuck. So if you body block and walk right here, you'll actually be able to stop her from escaping. There you go. Good damage. She popped her D. It's pretty much just a death sentence. A little overkill, but that's fun. It's always fun to show off. So, alright, we got a kill. We got a building. We have 15 seconds. What do we want to do? Always be thinking what's the next thing that we do with our advantage. So we're going to take a camp. Okay, since it's like they have a lot top, so we gotta be careful. I'm glad we didn't try and force a dragon again, because they do have numbers top. Okay, now we have a level 13 advantage, and they're back showing at full strength. What is our next thing that we want to do? Right? Every time we get an advantage, we want to look at what's the next thing. I'm going to speed it up again and look for the next team fight and synergistic thing. We see Uther's here solo clearing mid. Uther, if they had taken Holy Fire on 4, can be your extra wave clear. But I don't think you needed that. You have Jaina, you have Tychus grenade build, so you don't really need all the extra wave clear. Oh, we didn't take the... Oh, we did take the damage over time. Okay. So, Matthias, you can take a shower, remember? So, as we're rotating here, this is a great flank, right? You see Gul'dan split, Mei's top. You have a great opportunity here to get a double kill. So let's see. We haven't used APOC yet. I want to see it. Right here, APOC. You didn't even... Well, maybe you did need the APOC. Nope, you had enough damage without it. But maybe you could have gotten 2. So, feeling very conservative with your APOCs. Okay, and then looking top. Trying to help win the point back. Told everyone to watch out for middle. Good job scouting the bush, Jaina. You're getting your stacks to get Dry Block. That's fine. A little bit of, again, counter synergy. Kind of wait for your follow-up damage. But free dragon. Good job calling them back. You know, something to think about maybe as a team. Who's the ideal person on your team at load-in? Who do you want in the dragon? Right? Just something to think about. Who do you want in the dragon as your team? So, since Tychus went Odin, Tychus being able to siege, right, with the dragon can be huge. But Tychus isn't really safe in Odin if there's no tank to peel. So you do have, you know, Uther to support. Jaina's your burst damage, but since we didn't go any of the sieging talents, Jaina doesn't really siege the building, so sure, she can throw buttons on it. And then you usually don't want to put your healer in, because if they dive past your team or they start chunking you down, then you can't live. And then whoever your offlane is, typically they're not in because they're catching soak. These aren't like hard rules that you can't break, just thoughts. And yeah, and you want your tank normally to help peel and make sure no one dies. So I think at load-in, I would have said, hey guys, let's make sure Jaina's in the dragon. Just so that way Odin is able to siege with our sieging when we want to push, and then it's even harder to step up into the dragon. So it's like, or if we're looking for kills instead of sieging, then put Odin in, or put Tychus in the dragon. So that way you can burst things with your Jaina, and then you're able to then, once you're done, then siege up with Odin and push harder. Just things to think about. Odin's up. Yep. So here we go. So just keep sieging what we can. We're going to get this building for free just because we have Odin. Odin and Dragon. Careful, Uther. Oh, that was a good idea. Uther thought he was going to die, so I'm glad he used the stun. And then, oh, Jaina stayed too far. No health, no mana. That's a great APOC. Oh my goodness. That's a great save. Okay, let's go back. That was an amazing save and play from everyone on the team. And so what I want to observe is how we got into that quote-unquote bad scenario, right? So right now, Jaina's sitting half health, half mana. Jaina's trying to follow up on the Uther stun and comes too far down. And so now as she's running, look at how far this range on Fear is. Right? Like, sure, she turned around a little bit to use the Cone of Cold, but like, even if she kept running, she would have been feared maybe this way. But Jaina gets slowed by the Rhaegar, the Fear comes out, right? And so the first time APOC comes out, you're trying to use it as a peel, which isn't bad. You can use APOC as a peel tool, right? It's like, but APOC ends up being great because it's also paired with a wallbang, right? And so now that we've got the Artanis stunned, you flipped him into your stun. Ming's trying to finish a kill, but Ming was unable to finish the kill. Good follow-up CC on the Artie. Look at this. Jaina just gets away with 200 health, and Ming overextends and chases for it, and she dies for that. So, Things went well. That was very scary. Jaina probably should have died, but well done on the counter engage from Diablo and friends. And good follow-up stuns to stop dying. This is good bear scouting. Make sure to pick one. Uh-oh, you got snowballed. You might be dead. Nope, good bear stun. Well done. Yep, and you get a kill. Just something to remember. Diablo, again, is not the best at taking camps, so let's have one person check this bush, whether it be the tank or the offlane. Since the offlane already had the bear positioned up here, Diablo should have been positioned down here. Like, the amount of additional DPS you're doing to this camp is probably nothing compared to having Rexar DPSing it. So, just something to think about as you're going through and looking at that. So, because if May somehow magically snowballed all 5 players right here, that would have been way worse. So, we're up 16-14s. I like this, that we're trying to push, we're trying to do things. We don't have a wave, though, so we just lost half of our health for free. Something to remember and think about is we do want to push, but we don't want to... Yeah, we're taking a lot of damage. We're a burst-killing comp. We're not a sustained comp. So, yeah, now we're not healthy enough to kind of push or support that. So maybe once we've taken this camp, we just immediately go rip their camp while we still have players up. But now they're even players. We're still up at level. Good scouting from the Rexar. Yep, Rexar found that they're thinking about doing the camp. But they obviously didn't do it. We're doing our camp. That's fine. 17-15s. Like I said, I would have liked to push this with our 16 advantage and fight quick fights in the choke. Here we go. Camp switching top. We're clearing bottom. Watch out top. Top needs to get out. Make sure when you're Rexaring and you know that they just took this camp and all that stuff, you've been doing a pretty good job of it so far, Ramsey, but don't be afraid to leave the bear in the bush instead of putting the bear in the lane, right? Like, there's nothing to stun up here. There's no danger up here, but keeping the bear in one of these 2 bushes makes it to where you can't get ganked. So you started backing up rightly. So let's just take a look real quick. We're going to look at their vision. There's an Artie. Artie was coming for you, right? And so if the bear's here or whatever it may be, it's something to give you that one more second of knowledge so that way you can stun him and get out. So, but look good. Okay. Way to back up. Yep, and then the bear's in the bush. Well done. Exactly what you're supposed to do. You're playing safe. So we get bottom for free. And so this is another kind of weird decision. So the question comes down to, do we want to fight them? Right? We have the advantage everywhere on the map. We have bottom already done. Mid, is kind of crashing. So you guys could, since you do have an Odin available, you guys could, instead of taking a fight, just come down here and knock down this wall and push us 4. Just so that way they have to answer you. Because what? At best, they get this building. Right? They're not going to get Dragon because you guys already have this positioning. So Rexar, not being safe playing into 5, Rexar can rotate down to here, catch the soak, and also give you vision if they're coming to rotate down, and you get 4 could just siege up and start hitting this building with Odin. So let's see what you do. You want to go take the fight. Who doesn't want to take the fight? Bloodlust. Let's go get them. So we're clearing waves, doing stuff. Watch our rotations here. Okay, so we've rotated the safe way. So one thing we got to watch out for is someone might be right here, especially since Jaina's rotating late. This is good positioning to watch that bush. If we're not sure where they are, we see someone's up there on the point, feel free to Fire Stomp. Fire Stomp costs like no mana. It does nothing bad. Feel free to Fire Stomp up here or in here as you're walking, just to see if you can check where they are, bush-wise. Because right now you're by yourself, right? And so if someone is in this bush, which we're going to use enemy vision to check, so they were waiting in this bush. But if they were waiting here in this bush and they saw Jaina come across or Tychus come across right here, that might be someone's death. So we want to make sure we're controlling our vision a little bit better. So Ming, obviously, this is bad. Ming's out of position. I don't know if you can kill her just because you have to like flip and wallbang and Tychus has to get it. There it is. Well done. These walls are kind of tricky because they're not really walls. They're kind of like triangles. So, but yeah, that was an overextension from Ming. And then this is dangerous from Gul'dan. Gul'dan should not be there. Oh, and you guys punish him for it. Well done. Yep, there's a great APOC combo. That's what I wanted earlier. You had that like 3 or 4 times mid. So, good job using your combo. Okay, once again, we got 2 kills now. What do we do with it? Are we going to get the dragon? Are we going for a camp? You know what I mean? Like, we got to do something with this. So, as much as this camp is essentially, it was like half dead already, I guess. I think, yep, good. Good, good, good. I was going to say, we should keep hitting buildings. Do what's safest, quickest, fastest with every advantage. So killing this building and hitting this stuff is perfect. So, Odin up. We want, like I said, we only want quick fights. So feel free to Odin up. Oh, goodness. Combinatoric, just watch out. Oh, man, that almost didn't go down. Okay, well done, you got it. So now their backup is 5. Rexar's battling May up top. Rexar's winning. Oh, Rexar got snowballed. So, oh, careful here. You've got, yeah, I see this invade. They are split. You also don't have your off lane. So this is a good engage. You just need to be careful of how far you extend, right? Because look where our team is. Our team was looking at fighting and defending bottom. So this might be a little bit of an overextension from Diablo here. You're getting chunked. You're getting feared. The Ancestral comes out. That's a great triple stun from Opiates. Oh my gosh, we were so discombobulated there. If into better teams, Gul'dan not only lives, but potentially gets a turn here. Right? You got all 3 stuns off and had no follow-up damage. Like, the 2-level, 3-level advantage you guys have is what got you that kill. So just be aware of what we're trying to do, right? Like, we're like taking the camp, taking a fight, taking this, like, just little bit more tune-up. And I don't know if that's just, you know, team shot calling or identifying what the threat is or what we're trying to do. Just trying to do too many things at once there. So, and during all of this, someone took bottom. Right? So, we're low. We need to tap. We can probably push for bottom back. Jaina definitely needs a heal. Okay, good. Good pinging. Good identification. That's a little overkill. I know you were worried you were taking some damage there, but you really don't want to be using this unless you were, like, dead, or you're going to be blinking over a wall to escape, because you can do some really cool combos with this Blink APOC. So, oh my gosh, you still need heals. That Ming almost deleted you on accident when she was wave clearing. Alright, this is our opportunity to get the dragon. Yep, we want to forces 5, 20 versus 18. They're showing 1 top already, so we should be able to channel it. I like that the Jaina's in here again. Blizzard on the totem is not a good effective use of mana. Like, I understand we want to kill it as fast as possible, but you can auto-attack it like 3 times and it would have been dead instead of blowing your Blizzard. It's a good wall bang. It's a good stun. Yep, Artie's doing his best to live. He's going to make it. Okay, 15-minute dragon into double mage, double siege. I don't think you can end. So I think you do play for the middle keep here. Anytime you're trying to siege core or do anything into Li Ming, just imagine they have +1 or +2 people when you have sieging vehicles. It's just so hard to siege into Li Ming. So I like that we Odin'd up this time and we have Jaina and the dragon. Yeah, kicking you away is okay, I guess. Just remember, if we're trying to kill the target that was kicked... Oh, wow. I guess you did a pass, and Ramsey was right there wide open for it. I was not expecting... I was going to say, I'm like, whatever your kill target is, make sure that you're doing that together. There's not really a reason to be sieging this one, Ramsey. I think 20 versus 18, all 5 of us should be supporting this push. Right? Like, we probably could have killed the Artie without the kick. And then when we come up here, we can kick the Ming away and we can start sieging this building. Because essentially we got a dragon and had level 20 advantage. Okay, there we go. Here's the kill I was talking about. Yep. Oh, we don't get her. Yeah, 1 more stun from Rexar maybe would have been enough. So despite having a level 20 advantage, yep, way to call it. We want to take and do things when we have an advantage. There's a player dead. They have no fear, so we don't have to worry about fighting in chokes. The water elemental slowing things. Are we flying up to one elemental? Nope. Okay, one elemental's dead. Like I said, just try and do your best to follow up and take advantage of what you can. So now that we took that camp, it's 21 versus 19. We still have a level lead advantage, but I think we've essentially exhausted all of our resources, right? Like, we don't siege that hard to where we can pressure this mid keep without them respawning. So I think we did the right play in sieging here. I think we should have had all 5 here, though, to actually get a kill, and then maybe push for 2 kills and then get the building. There's no way you end with that dragon, just because it's Ming and Gul'dan. So, yep, and now we're pretty much doing the only things on the map that are quote-unquote safe to do. I don't really like it because you're advantaged, right? You got that level 20 talent tier. So, but I also don't know what you're going to do. Like, unless the team is communicating enough to be like, hey, they have to clear top because we stole this camp, and you guys just kind of like park and hide up here and wait for them to make a bad rotation here or make a bad rotation up here or push too far clearing up here. It can be done, but that's a lot more difficult. And so I can kind of see trying to just, hey, let's get our camps and push it out. Because you see right here, they're pinned in their base, right? And so you guys can start being predictive of, hey, they're going to have to answer bottom eventually. So why don't we just hide right here? We could just hide in this bush, and they got to answer bottom, right? Maybe they think we're on the bottom camp. Maybe they'll just walk right past us, and we can take that 20 versus 19 fight. Right? So Diablo showing here, unfortunately, now tells them we are here in this bush. So even though Jaina and everyone's been hiding in this bush, they're all mid. So, okay, we're going to take the free camp again. They might be on their camp. Yep, you see them clearing. They're doing their homework. Rehgar just showed, so they're probably right here as well. Yep, there they are. So, we're trying to get in there. Snowball was good. I don't know if I would snowball for a camp, but I agree snowballing to not take a bad team fight. You guys are winning so hard right now on the macro. Like, this top building is going to take a ton of damage. Dragon's up. I think you just play for Dragon. You don't even need to fight them. I know you're better at fighting, but you guys are so far ahead on Dragon, you could probably fast cap the Dragon. Like, Dshire could run top and get the point and get that Dragon instantly capped. Instead, we... Oh, that's the Gul'dan portal. I don't know if you can see that. Did Gul'dan move his portal just then? I don't even know. That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen that, like, in the game. So now we're sharking and trying to force kills when the game has got an objective that will end for us. Right? Force them to fight us with purpose. Like, we had all the time in the world to grab this shrine and this shrine before it spawned, or to be in position for it to spawn, and then force that 5v5 team fight here middle. Right now, we're, like, sharking and trying to keep them pinned in their base, and they just passively got soaked to 20 because there's nothing else to do. Right? Like, we saw Mei showing top, so that's most likely where they're all at. Okay, we got them coming to clear mid again. So, alright, we're rotating. We're rotating. Half team is rotating safe, and Rexar is not. I like that we're checking with bears, though. That's good. You see them mid, so we can push up for the dragon. But just remember, as the tank, you're supposed to be the one that's checking and looking for stuff. I want to see a fire stomp. Fire stomp. Okay, they're not there, but like, oh, there's Gul'dan. This is a free kill, right? This is actually a corner. You can charge right now. There it is. Oh, that was clever. I don't think I've seen someone use the APOC stun like that before, just because you already had the stun and you had the blizzard, and I figured you would just kind of like, you know, W him or flip him back into it. But that was actually really good, especially since he took the demonic portal at 20, where he would be able to teleport away. You got your kill. Let's win the game, right? You get the dragon. Oh, we're looking for kills. Okay, this is dangerous. Oh, boy. Mei pulled him out of the blizzard again. Mei gets the snowball. We still get the kill. Look at this Archon. Anytime you see someone in Archon form, just run at them. They can't run away. Yes, it's damage, but they cannot run away. Yep. Well done. Alright, dragon ends. You've got 2 dead. Ming's dead. Ming's the best defender. Tychus already used Odin, so Odin going into the dragon is a good call. Watch out for that minion. Yeah, you could have just killed it. Channel. Rexar, you need to come push here. We don't need this top. We need to end while Ming's down. Right? Imagine having another body up here to try and help stun and do stuff. Right? Like, sure, you can cut through mid now, but just start thinking about that positioning so that you're ready to fight. That's a good engaged target, but again, there's no follow-up damage because of where our team is followed up, right? Like, for you to get a stun off of their core is going to mean that someone's going to have to step up a little bit closer to you. Blizzard just misclicked here. Especially since I didn't realize you didn't go rooting boars. Oh, wow. You took the battle Misha. Especially if you're battle Misha, you need to be sieging and hitting that core and getting here earlier. So that's a good stun. Good follow-up stun. We're a little split on our targets. Just hit core, right? Still Ming's dead for a couple more seconds. Once Ming comes up, things get scary, so let's just hit core. Yep, way to keep hitting it, Dragon Knight. Just kick away threats. Well done. GG's. That was a pretty clean game, guys. I honestly think that there can be some minor adjustments in whether it be decision making or how to push your advantage. But that was a very clear game. You guys were ahead. You guys made it work. I'll look over talents real quick. Like I said, talents aren't the end of the world, but just something to think about and discuss depending on what you want to play and what you're doing. So for Diablo, obviously these two are the best quote-unquote sustain tank type things. It makes you more of a wall tank, and especially into double blinds, I would not go AAs. So I like these Fire Stomp talents. APOC or Fire Breath are both good. I like the APOC because both Gul'dan and Ming are very squishy, and so if you can get to them, you can get some quick kills. Full Q build here is interesting. They were getting you lots of wall bangs. You don't really need the armor reduction. You have people on your team that can do armor reduction, and so this used to be like the one-shot build where Diablo used to be able to like one-shot like Hanzo and stuff like that, just with his Qs and stuff and all those. So you don't have to have this talent, but it's definitely fun, especially if you're going to take this talent. So just something to think about is how much damage of an increase am I getting for this, especially if you were to take something else. Like if you were to take Fire Breath, because I think on 13 is his damage talent. So I have to back it up a little bit since the game's over. So like, yeah, 13 is your damage talent, right? So each hero hit by Firestorm gives 3% spell power for 10 seconds up to 30%. And while it max stacks, you just do passive AoE damage. And so 50% increased damage on Shadow Charge is would be what? Shadow Charge does 320 damage if they are stunned into a wall. So 50% more would be, what, 150? So 150 more damage. So it's pretty strong if you can hit it, right? And then but then also the amount you damage you do with your Fire Stomp heals you more, which is why a lot of the time people take the spell power here, because it also heals you for more damage. It heals you based on your damage done, right? So you get more healing, more sustain. Obviously, you weren't in tons of damage or danger here with the double mage and being able to pop spell armor. So just something to think about. I really do like that you took this here instead of trying to disable heroes. Usually Debilitating Flames is really strong, especially if you go all Fire Stomp. You want to pick all the fire pictures. The second charge here, I didn't quite see you use it as far as like a combo, but this is really good with your blink stun. So if you haven't tried it, you can actually, if the person's close enough to be grabbed right after you blink, you can actually blink Q, flip Q, and push them into the blunked APOC location. Practice it in try mode. It's pretty cool. And so it definitely catches people off guard. When they think they're free, you just like blink over a wall and you get that stun, or you blink out of a bush and are able to set up that stun closer to your team on your terms instead of having to look for a wall bang. So overall, look good. I said just work on calling those engages and trying to make sure that the team's there for follow-up stuns and CC. Jaina, you took one of the two mana talents good as long as you grab one of them. So Jaina has to take mana talents on either 1 or 4. It's your choice. I'm not really sure on the Pierce here. I guess it works. Because you don't really need, like, if anything, I would have said you probably want to look at taking maybe the chill duration. If you were thinking of taking, because like piercing Qs works really well into triple frontline, or if things where you need to hit the back line and your tank is going to be blocking it. But like, Gul'dan and Ming are going to be so far away, your Qs aren't going to hit them anyway. So being able to pierce doesn't really do much here. So you could have went even more mana, like double mana, if you wanted, or you could have taken the frost armor to chill like the Rhaegar bites or the other people. So this is fine. It's just one of those things of when you take pierce targets, who are you hitting with it? What are you doing with it? Then on 7 here, ice flows when you hit multiple targets. Definitely they want to play back, so I don't know how often you'll get to hit multiple targets, but it works, right? Like the two frontliners are going to be Rhaegar and May. So potentially you can hit 2, but if you're able to hit 2, are you getting like dove on? So, and then I thought if you're going Q here, I thought you might be going Q here for full Q build. But either way, I like Ice Fury Wand on this map just because a lot of the time Jaina gets stuck being the wave clear and the camp clear. And so every time you auto attack a chilled enemy, you get your CDR back as well as more damage. And so if you end up just auto attacking, you have almost as much siege damage or siege potential as Greymane if you have Ice Fury Wand. And you just keep up on that. I actually really do like Water Elemental this game instead of going for a Wombo combo. Just being able to slow and pick on the Mei or slow and stop people from getting on you. It's going to be really hard for you to potentially land Ring of Frost without any true setups. I think you could have gone for more burst too with quick fights, but this gives you a little bit more sustained damage. So I think it was fine. Yes, this is the right talent. Potentially don't be afraid to take Ice Barrier, especially with how much damage they had and how much dot damage you were taking. Ice Barrier is great. It does give you shields. I do like that you took the root and the upgraded winning root. Beautiful. All right, Tychus, how'd you do? Grenade, Master Assassin. Yeah, that's fine. It's not always. It depends on what you think you're gonna get or what you're gonna do, and especially since you might thought you might be blinded the entire game. You know how many times you get to attack or what you get to attack. So I probably would have taken in the rhythm just because that way the blinds have less duration on you. But this is fine. So it also helps your Odin, which you did go Odin, so this helps Odin. I like that you took Melting Point, helps you the wave clear. Odin, this one here, I would have taken Spell Armor 100%. All of their damage is Spell Armor. Don't underestimate this. This button lets you take 75% reduced damage for 4 seconds. So as soon as Mei stuns you or you get swapped or something like that, you push that button, Gul'dan and Ming do no damage to you for 4 seconds. So just something to think about. Yes, this is cool for the movement speed and the slow, but you don't need this. You're not chasing people, right? Diablo's going to stun, Uther's going to stun, Jaina's going to slow. So you already got the slows covered, and slows don't stack. So if you slow with your movement speed by 25%, I think Jaina slows baseline or more. I think her trait already slows them for 25%. So it just, the slows don't stack, so it's not helpful. 16, love this. Yes, yes, yes. Grenade, 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 and getting 5% damage gives you a little bit more of kill secure. And then obviously if you Odin, take big red button. Well done. And then Mr. Rexar, how'd you do? So it looks like I agree. Yes, yes, yes. This is the best wave clear talent, especially if you're playing on this map. I love globes. This one's interesting. I'm guessing you talented this to specifically, like both of these, to handle winning against Artanis. I typically see if people take one of the other talents for Q, just because you get the ability to make you Rexar into a hero instead of everything being reliant on Misha. So, but obviously you wanted to be reliant on Misha. You took Bestial Wrath, and so you're trying to not only get stuns, but get auto attacks quickly, so that way you can get stuns again. So, yep, this is the right talent. I'm kind of surprised. It's kind of a weird half and half almost, because like if you're going to go so many more stuns, Dire Beast gives you more damage on your stuns. Yep, Feign Death is good. And then here, obviously, you don't take Spirit Bond ever. It's kind of dumb. So either one of these is fine. I think this is cool. I'm kind of surprised don't see boars, and so maybe it was just a choice for this game. But I really love level 20 the boars at root. It's so good, so good. So, all right. Great game, guys. If I had to give some pointers or tips of what to do and how to improve, make sure that as we're engaging as Diablo, that we have follow-up damage, because sometimes a couple of our gauges didn't have follow-up damage. Making sure as a team who's responsible for what, who's supposed to be camping, who's supposed to be wave clearing, and then, because we left Diablo to wave clear a lot, and Diablo really doesn't wave clear. And so what we want Diablo doing is controlling the triangle, protecting our team, looking for engages. And if I have Diablo sitting in the wave, I have no fear as Li Ming, because Diablo's not going to jump me. He's in the wave. Gul'dan, I have no fear. He's in the wave. But if I'm like, oh, I need to clear this wave, and, you know, Gul'dan steps up right here, and Diablo's sitting right here, now Gul'dan's in trouble. So just little things to think about there. Uther, great follow-up stuns, great stuff. I didn't look at your talents. I'm sorry, Uther. Let's look at your talents. So, attack build, that's fine. You'll have mana forever, and there's lots of lanes to soak. Movement speed can be helpful into the slows. That way you don't get stuck. Um, I do like this unstoppable because their only engage is these two slows. So being able to purge it is huge. This works with your one shot blow up, right? If it was a more sustained type thing or you need to carry somebody, grab Divine Shield, but no one's in danger. No one feels bad. Yep. If you're gonna go hammers, take hammers. This is great. These other two were kind of weird. You could take Spell Shield if you needed to, just because it can you can block more damage, but you weren't dying, so it's fine. Yep. Obviously Benediction, and then Resurrect's okay. I don't think this is a must take. It's huge. It gives you the opportunity to die on purpose, so it looks good. Don't be afraid to take the Divine Hurricane too if you need it. So. Looks good. If you're playing solo tank or solo heal Uther, you also potentially want to make sure that you're picking up Silver Touch, which gives you more range on your Qs, or picking up the W build, so that way you can go through and be able to heal people better. But it doesn't really change too much. It's, Uther is not a sustained healer. He is a one-shot, all-in healer. So, but overall, great job, guys. I loved what I saw. Looks good. You guys controlled the 4-1 rotations. You were able to win your top with Rexar, so that made the game real easy. So if you guys always play 4-1, definitely make sure you've got someone strong like Rexar up here. If for some reason you had to play the map in a 1-3-1 manner, you'll have to change up a couple pieces, and we can work through it if this is one of your favorite maps. So, all right, have a good night. I'll talk to you guys next one.